Maurice de Vlaminck was born in Paris in 1876. He was a big admirer of Van Gogh, Gauguin, and Cézanne, and along with Derain and Matisse, he is one of the three fundamental figures of the first vanguard movement, Fauvism. He was a cyclist, he was passionate about music, he was also a violin teacher, he wrote erotic novels, and he was an African art collector. As you can see, he was a very versatile man. In 1907, he took a solo career, and the work he did during this period is characterized by the coherence and emotional intensity. This is why this collection is called La Expresión del Color, because it expresses all the movement and passion and color that he transmitted in his paintings. After the Great War, the violent representative of color abandoned the brilliance to load the canvases of feelings marked by the spatula, the tubes of painting, and the fingerprints, exasperated strokes, and continuous tension of deep dark and intense whites. He always felt passion for speed that took him between radiant haystacks, agitated seas, windy forests, geometric still lifes, calm snowstorms, villas, and bridges. According to an art critic, he was the most fauve among the fauves because of his expressive violence. He didn't want to step on Museo de Louvre, and he sustained that each generation of artists must start from scratch. Despite that, he was in love with a Van Gogh exhibit in the Gallery Bernheim, and he adopted the intense colors and the passionate invokes of the Dutch painter. Also, the Cézannean spirit resulted in the presence of cubic forms, in the use of more accentuated constructs of light and shadow, as well as a more somber palette. Most of the flowers that Vlaminck painted are beautiful but serious. In this one, he adds a spectacular red and yellow that gives complete life to the painting. Also, the texture of this type of paintings make you feel the nature, that you can smell the flowers and feel the softness of the petals. This painting is a bouquet of flowers that is not complete. Maybe it is in a vase or in a table. That mystery is also important. Most of the time, Vlaminck let's see where the flowers rest, but in this one, that mystery is interesting. In the upper left side of the painting, you see more light, and the flowers point to that direction. This makes me feel that the flowers are looking to reach the light, to reach more life and away from the darkness. This is a painting with a lot of blue tones that goes from white to black. It is representing waves from the Saint at rest sea. It has a lot of movement and it is transmitting in tranquility. We can see the waves and the foam generated by the movement and shocks. Although there are white clouds, we see a deep dark sky, which probably indicates rain and the resistance of light in the dark. With some green tones in the water, this painting also transmits me life, euphoria, and desire to revolutionize everything and look for peace. The spectator is in the middle of the sea. This is so important because we're not sure where are we. We're not in the sand or far away. We're in the middle and probably also fighting against the force of the sea and other things that we cannot control to find that balance and peace. He has several paintings from this type of landscapes, and even though most of them look dark and kinda creepy, this one is a very quiet and colorful one. It shows some trees, and at the back we see some houses. It looks calm and fresh, with life. I chose to talk about this one in particular because it gives me joy and peace. And even though most of his paintings from this period um, make me not want to go to Normandy because it looks cold and sad, this one erases those ideas and makes me want to go there. The sky is clear and calm, as inviting you to spend a quiet and comfortable evening in that place. This exhibit documents one of the least known stages of this artist, when he retired to live in the countryside in a village in Normandy. According to the testimony of a curator, Vlaminck didn't use name or date on his paintings, and this represented an additional challenge to the curatorship and the historical documentation of the exhibition. They decided to date the paintings of Vlaminck according to the time they were purchased or registered. I really like this exhibit because the colors and textures have life in them. Each painting transmits different things without being alien to the others. The techniques that he used are excellent, the figures that Vlaminck shows are extraordinary, and the way he leaves to imagination some things is even more.